Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie Fernandez, an emotional and energy wellness coach. And today I am going to talk to you about the one question I am often asked by my clients. What exactly is emotions? Emotions are something that we experience on a daily basis, mainly continuously throughout our day. However, most of us are unconscious of it because emotions have the ability to do three things to us. They have the ability to facilitate a state, which is either intuitive or instinctive in some nature. And it mostly relates to a gut feeling or just something that is triggering with you that something is not right. Based off of that facilitation of a new state within our body, it then begins to send signals to our brain and activates some kind of thoughts, memories, provokes some kind of positive or negative reaction, and mainly brings forth in our consciousness what our mind actually begins to focus on. And the third thing our emotions do is it facilitates a response, essentially by bridging the instinctual feeling or the intuitive feeling that we had and these thoughts that we have now created or formed in our brains. And it brings those two elements together to form a reaction of good or bad, positive or negative, contemplation or worry, a reaction in which then we exude from our being that is either in the form of that is either verbal or nonverbal in context. Now think about that for a second. That one question facilitated so far 3 outputs that all individually on their own activate different parts of our body and our physiology and results in a single expression of ourselves out into the world. And if you think about that even further, that actually facilitates and creates each and every relationship we have in this world with anyone or anything. And that is just based off one question: what is emotion? So if you think about the multi layers of emotion, then you have to think about, well, what goes into creating those layers and why should we even care? We need to care for a few simple reasons. Just the fact that we are human beings is an enormous feat in itself. The fact that we're healthy human beings is even much more of a miracle. But the fact that we deal with emotions per se that help facilitate a state, that then facilitate our thoughts, that then bridge the action and reaction, the contraction or expansion of what we are feeling, that is literally based on our own individual experiences of how we lived and operated, looking through a lens and feeling in this world, moving and feeling in this world, therefore causes further discussion around how we are dealing or not dealing with our emotions to facilitate and create the relationships that we have, that we create and form and get rid of and build new ones on in every aspect of our life, every single aspect of our life. And the union between our bodies and our energy is so strong, not only from ourselves, but within this world, the collective in which we live in. it is almost impossible not to be able to do some kind of work around our inner well-being and have that not effectively impact us potentially negative in some way in relationships that we have in life. Because if we as human beings are not ready or are not willing or are too scared or fearful of shutting everything out, closing every exterior sound effect that we receive from the outside world, and really learn to tune into ourselves to understand what makes us tick as a human being. How do we want to be in this world? How do we want to identify and use our power in this world to facilitate and create the best life that we could possibly have? If we're not willing to do that work, then the only thing we reinforce, and that extends out exponentially into all of our relationships, is increasing disconnection from people, increasing discord from ourselves, which eventually rolls up into disease within our bodies. And so I take this work so personally, and I am so intrigued and passionate about it because it brings out the many things that I have always known in my life as a young girl but just couldn't understand. And that is the feeling, being truly grounded in the feeling and knowing that when I truly blocked out everything and just listened and went with the feeling of how I felt in my body and could feel the true inner alignment with my external being, I was unstoppable. Unstoppable. I had greater confidence. I had extreme courage. There was no fear. I could expand and I could contract and I could know that I could make it out on the other side. So the importance of dealing with our emotions is the importance of knowing and understanding the greatest relationship we will ever have in this life, and that is the relationship that we will have with ourselves. So if you're interested in learning more about this topic, please know that I am expanding my landscape, if you will, in this area. For some of you who may or may not know, I do a lot of one-on-one coaching with people, and I've done a lot of workshops. I'm looking now to expand my platform into more online classes, online facilitation groups, and community. I am reaching out to community partners that are in traditional healthcare systems, like therapy offices that offer services to the communities already, because I am so passionate in making sure each and every human being understands not only how to process their emotions, how to identify those that don't make them feel good, how to learn how to change the story around that emotion, how it was built, how you have sustained it, how you can dismantle it, and how you can create a new one, and how you can live truly empowered in the one life, in the one thing in life that I know for sure. Change is a constant, and it is in the way in which we manage and navigate that change will actually help us facilitate in building greater relationships, which then builds greater connections to ourselves and others, and most importantly creates greater love, health, and wealth in life. So that is my interpretation of what is an emotion, and I invite you to join me online, and my online community is on Facebook and Instagram and even Pinterest, and especially on my website, www.jackiemfernandez.com, as I continue to grow the platform and services out there known to me today that may not be known to all of you, that require little and no effort, just your commitment to refining and gaining the best relationship you will ever have, and that is the relationship with yourself. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day. Bye.